Hey YouTube, today I'm visiting Diagon Alley because in this episode we're reviewing the LEGO Diagon Alley set. Hey guys, and welcome to Brick Talk TV. Terry here. In today's episode we're going to be reviewing the LEGO Harry Potter Diagon Alley set. That's set number 75978 and consists of 5,544 pieces. It's one of the largest sets ever released by LEGO and was released at the end of August 2020, and it costs around £379.99. I covered my other favourite Harry Potter set, Hogwarts set, in a previous video, so if you're interested in other Harry Potter sets, do check that one out, and I'll put a card here and a link in the description below. I had fond memories of building that Hogwarts set, so my expectations for this set were high. In the Hogwarts review I also mentioned that I hoped LEGO released the Diagon Alley set in microscale to match the Hogwarts set, but they haven't done that. Instead, this set is actually to minifigure scale. So let's walk through the build and features of this set, and I'll reflect now on what I feel about it. So here's the complete set. As you can see, as it's one of the largest sets, it does command quite a large presence in any space that you've got in terms of displaying it. It does take the full desk here, and I've had to change the camera shot just to try and fit actually most of it in shot. In terms of the building experience, you start from this end of Diagon Alley and you work your way down as you move through the books. So first up, you've got Olivanders wand shop and all the details with that. Then moving over here, you then have got the Quidditch shop and also the Daily Prophet newspaper offices here as well. Then as you move through here, you've got Flourish and Blotts stationery shop and book shop. Then you've got the Fortescues ice cream parlour here. And then you end up with the Weasleys joke shop at the end as well there. So what I'm planning to do is sort of walk through each of these in detail to show you the features and the individual build experience. But I wanted to show you what it looks like complete once you've done it. Again, this set is similar to some other ones where you've got half of the building. So at the back it's all cut away, which gives you good access to the details inside the buildings. I remember when I first bought my first sort of cutaway building, which I think was a Disney castle, I was a bit apprehensive of that kind of format, but actually this is actually growing on me, I think, because you actually get to see the inside detail without having to lift lids off and layers and things like that. So it is growing on me. Also, as I'm normally more of a modular fan, so I don't go into much details around other types of sets. But this set, because it's a Harry Potter one, I've been waiting for Diagon Alley for a while. And I did have such a good enjoyment of building Hogwarts, so I did want to get this one. So my long-term plan is actually to stick it into my theme park, and actually it being at minifig scale rather than microfig scale actually works for me, because I'm going to try and recreate Universal Studios Harry Potter area. So what that's got there is you've got a big Hogwarts Castle that's not to normal scale, which houses the roller coaster, the Harry Potter roller coaster, which I can use in microscale. But then when you come out of that ride, you actually do get a life-size reenactment of Diagon Alley. So this would work perfect to depict that kind of scenery in my theme park. So once I've got all the tables I need for my theme park and I can start setting the layout out, I'm going to have this running down to depict the kind of amusement shops that people can go in, normal people. So it should work quite well. So I'm looking forward to actually getting around and doing that. That's going to be my next sort of major project. So watch this space and do hit that subscribe button with the bell notification turned on so you get notified of when I do some videos around how I'm building my theme park if you're interested in that as well. So moving back to today, let's get back to this set. So as I mentioned, I'm normally a modular person as well, but actually the techniques used in this build are actually really clever and really useful for me in terms of doing some frontages, whether it's from things like the frontage of this Quidditch shop, how it leans slightly, which is really great. You've got the window details as well. You've got a lot of bay windows, and I love the techniques they've used to angle the windows both on this one and this particular build here. And I can see how you could use those or reuse those techniques in building houses or more historic kind of cityscapes. So you maybe have some older English kind of shops or something like that. So I'm definitely I learned a lot of techniques from this build, and I'll be using them in any future mocks or any future builds I do. So it's worth it just for that. So let's start our journey as the instruction books do with the Olivanders wand shop, and we'll walk through now the detail of that particular part of Diagon Alley. So here we are. First up, we've got Olivanders wand shop and Scribulus stationery shop here as well. So I was surprised this was the first build actually in this set, because Olivanders wand shop for me is probably the most iconic of Diagon Alley shops for me personally. So actually I kind of wanted to build this at the end, I think, and build up to it, but it was the first thing out of the box. So I got on and I built it in the order that it's supposed to be. So the first thing you notice is that they got a great cobbled effect going down the street as well. So you've got lots of little tile pieces and little plate pieces that form this effect of a cobbled street. That runs throughout all of the different models as you go through, and I think it's a great, nice little feature. I did something similar in a church mock that I did, but I used uniform 1x1 round tiles instead, rather than using different textures here. But I do quite like the textures, so you can position your minifigs on the path without the risk of them falling over. So that's a great one. The two figures you get as well in this one is you get Hermione as a little girl there as well, and then you've got Ollivander himself in his wand shop. They have actually moulded this particular piece here as well, which is a wand box. So inside here, inside this 1x3 tile, you do actually put your wand pieces inside the little box, and so the wand shop is littered with these little pieces as well, which I believe is unique to this set, but I might be wrong. You've also got the joys of having the owls. So you've got Hedwig here, who's actually, I think it's the first time he's been shown in flight, holding a newspaper as he's flying through Diagon Alley. And then what can I say? You've got a striking Ollivander shop here, I think. It really instantly looks like Ollivanders. It's nice and black. You've got the nice bay windows here. They've got a slight orange, slight yellow tint to the windows. Gives it that older look effect. And I think this looks really great and striking from the outside. Over here on Scribulus as well, they've got a nice square bay window, and they've got this notion at the bottom of sort of a basement going on as well, even though there isn't one. You've got some nice signage that's lit throughout. Again, you've got lots of stickers in this set, so you need to get your sticker groove on to make sure that you line your stickers up properly. But I'm kind of getting used to that now in the sets. You do need to be careful, obviously, as you do the shop signs, to try and get them as level as possible. Otherwise, a wonky sign might let you down a bit. Even on the roof, they've gone flat, unfortunately. I did hope for some more pitched roofs in this set, because that's kind of what I think of when I think of Diagon Alley. I think of the old-fashioned English street with the pitched roofs, maybe a bit wonky and bent through the years. But they've gone with a flat roof on these two buildings here. You do have this added touch of a nice sort of chimney stack that can be positioned to make it look wonky, and this technique here to do that is a great idea, using these pieces here. To get that curved effect as well. So outside both of these buildings here, I think remind me of the film. They look a great Lego interpretation of the building from the outside. So let's flip round the back now, and we'll take a look at what you get inside the building. First thing you notice is this staircase. It does rotate in, so if you are going to display it on a flat wall, you've got the option there to rotate it in, but you can also rotate it out if you're displaying it in a different position. So down in the details, as you expect in the wand shop, you've got lots of bookcases or storage shelves full of boxes of wands, and they've used different tiling techniques and plates and things to give the illusion of an array of different boxes. As in the movie, it's kind of chaos, and Ollivander kind of knew where the wands were just by the feel of them, and it's kind of depicted again here. So you've got behind the cash till here, you've got a nice assortment of wands. You've also got the same upstairs. You've got a similar bookcase but different, and these are nice little mini builds as well within this particular area of the building. You've got a nice step ladder here that you include as well, so that Ollivander can get up to the tall shelves and get the wands out. You've got a nice till area with some scrolls and some pens, some notion of some carpet or a rug. And then a nice desk with a nice custom-made chair, using actually a chair piece, but then you've got some custom arms that swivels around as well. So again, kind of a nice level of detail on this one. It does strike you as Ollivander's shop on the inside. There is that feel of chaos and a bit of a mess, but he kind of knows what he's doing. And he's got some areas to work, and the kids can come in and buy their wands. When it rotates round, this staircase fits in nicely and connects you to the second level. Inside the staircase, underneath it, there is a stack of wands again as well, so just another area for wands to be stored. So that's this side of the building. Then as you move over to Scribulus here, you've got a nice desk with some pens and a lamp, and then you've got a stack of different feather pieces to depict lots of quills going on. There's some pots of ink as well, and then some more feathered, more grander pens on the higher level as well. There's also in the shop display, there's a display of a scroll that you build with a tile piece on there, which is quite nice. Just to give you a bit of added detail when you look through the window from the outside. And then upstairs you've got a fireplace, which I believe is the fireplace the Weasleys used to get to Diagon Alley from their house. So they'd appear in here, and this is a nice room for the shopkeeper to rest in. So that's pretty much this particular section. It had about 3 bags or so, I think, or 3 sets of bags to build this one. So it took a while. It's on a 16 by 32 base plate. If you're wondering how big it is, and all the other buildings are all on their own separate 16 by 32 dark bluish grey base plates as well. So they're all the same width, which is quite nice. Get uniformity. And yeah, this building, great for me. Love the colour, love the external detail, and I love the detail inside as well. So let's flip over now to the next sets of shops down Diagon Alley. So next up you've got the Quidditch shop, which is the main area of this building here. And then next to it you've got a small area which is the Daily Prophet office. So this is depicting where the Daily Prophet is actually, all the journalists sit and write the newspaper. In this particular part of the build, you get a small Ron Weasley, and you also get the Daily Prophet photographer. There's a little mini build there for the camera, so it's not the normal standard Lego camera piece, because the cameras in Harry Potter world are of the older type of camera rather than the more modern one. This one again, so when I was looking at this one, I was in 2 minds. The pink seems a bit much to me, and I'm not sure if it suits as such, but it's kind of growing on me as I built it, and the level of detail. So I'm kind of getting over the fact that it's bright and pink. This front store here, you've got this sort of Asian feel going on with the shop front, which you could reuse if you were going to build something in your city, like a Chinatown or something like that. A great technique is used to build this frontage separate from the main build. You just connect it on afterwards. These windows are actually 2x5 pieces as well with the print on, so don't worry about having to stick these stickers on, because they're already on the pieces, so you don't have to worry about getting that straight. So that's one relief that you can forget about. But then this is it's actually slopes forward slightly, which is interesting. So because it's been built separately, there's a slight slope on it, which I quite like as well. So again, this is one of those techniques I might use in the future on a modular building if I get round to it. You've got a nice signage here as well. Of course, you've got to stick stickers on all of these signs that are stuck here. You've got a nice lamp here as well, which looks quite cool. Again, you've got the flat roof on the outside. Slightly disappointed again with the flat roof, but I live with it because I quite like the fact here you've got a bit of a warehouse where they're keeping the Daily Prophet newspapers, I think, and actually the windows are not glass pieces, they're actually printed pieces of used newspaper, so it looks like it's been boarded up. So I don't know if this piece is unique to this set or not, but I didn't realise it existed. So it's quite a good piece if you were going to do a derelict house in your city or something like that. You could use this piece to depict that somebody had vacated it. The windows here are also good as well. There's a slight overlap, so it gives an illusion that these are like sash windows that can slide up, which is quite good. So I quite like that technique, and I may borrow that again in future modulars that I do as well. This piece down here, this front door, is a sticker, so you do need to get brave on that one and make sure it's kind of stuck level so it doesn't look like a wonky door. Just gives it a bit more detail as you go through to the Daily Prophet. So that's kind of the front. You've got the pebbled cobbled stones going through again, as I've already mentioned. So let's flip round the back and we'll take a look at the detail you get inside this one. So as I mentioned, the majority of this particular build is actually of the Quidditch shop. So downstairs you've got some uniforms that you might need when you're playing it. In the shop window there's the latest broomstick in the window, so that Harry Potter normally looks at and wants the Nimbus 2000, I think it was, in the original film. You've also got a model, so another minifigure that's used as a model to depict somebody dressed in Quidditch outfit with a broom. It did strike me as almost like Freddie Mercury because he's got a yellow top on, and it did remind me of the iconic Freddie Mercury image that goes around. There's a nice rug here as well to welcome you with a sticker piece on for the Quidditch shop. You've got some bludgers here, different varieties that are on sale on a stand here, which you build as a mini build. And as you move to the second level, you've a box full of balls which are used in Quidditch. You've got more different brooms, and it does say that you can try these. Feel free to try them. You've got another minifigure that's displaying another type of Quidditch outfit there as well. And then you've got some more uniforms that can be purchased there as well. So that's kind of the Quidditch shop and all the details in that. Takes up a large space. You probably could have fit a couple of more rails in there, but I think it's a nice enough detail that so you can still position figures inside there. Otherwise, you would have struggled to fit some additional figures in there. Then over on this side, you've got the hallway to the Daily Prophet. So there's some stickers on the side of old newspapers. There's a couple of boxes and stack of newspapers there as well. Big cobweb with a spider at the top, filling up that space. And then there's not much more to it really. That's more of the entranceway to the Daily Prophet office. Then on the roof area, you've got sort of a warehouse that's going on here. On the roof, you've got some old issues of the Daily Prophet stuck up, just hanging around on there. And then in here, I think there's an illusion of storage for newspapers. So you've got printed tiles here that say The Boy Who Lived. And then you've got some stack of boxes, which I presume should be full of newspapers in storage. You've got a mouse and some cheese there as well, just to add some idea that this is derelict and not many people are going in here, or it's not used that much. So I think there's a nice enough techniques. I think the majority of this particular build is on the front and this frontage area and getting all that technique done really. And that's where my interest was on this one. And a few of the techniques used to do the bludgers and things like that. So let's move down the Diagon alley now and we'll take a look at the next set of shops. So in this particular build, you actually get quite a lot of minifigures. So it's mainly covering Flourish and Blotts bookstore here, and then you've also got Fortescue's ice cream parlour. So this one here is really setting the scene for when Gilderoy Lockhart was signing his books in the film. And you may remember that there was a scene in that film where the people were queuing up to get signatures for his latest book. So that's why you've got Mrs. Weasley here, who's there with Ginny as well. So they were both there queuing up to get the book signed. You've also got Harry Potter in this one as well. And you've got Lockhart himself in a nice grand cape and a nice purple suit. And then you've also got Mr. Fortescue as well, which is ready with his ice cream scoop. So those are the minifigures. This particular part of the set does come with a mini build here, which is actually of the book signing desk that Gilderoy Lockhart is using to sign the books. And you've got a stack of books set here with a quill ready for him to sign his books. There's quite a lot of book pieces in this one as well, with actually stickers that go on the front of the book for Gilderoy Lockhart's latest book. So you do have to build a few of those. There's some nice level of detail added to the external part of this building as well, where you've got the eating area, the seats outside for ice cream consumption there. And you've got these stack of books, which actually are similar to how the Flourish and Blotts looks in the film, where they've got some stalls outside their shop stacked full of books. You've got a nice awning here that's similar colour to actually the film, just to depict the main colours of the ice cream parlour. And you've also got this sign that shows you that there's a couple of chairs with a table and an ice cream to depict this is where you can get your ice cream from. You've got this nice external lamp again, which we've seen in a previous one outside Olivanders, I think. So you've got more of street lighting. And this nice technique here with the roof, which is used by different slope pieces to give you this kind of idea of a tiling effect. So this is the first one that actually shows a bit of sloped roofing going on, which I'm really pleased to see in the set. As I've mentioned already, I think this is kind of typical for me, what depicts what Diagon alley looks like with the sloped sort of roofs. Then as you move through this side, doing the Flourish and Blotts, this is where you spend a lot of the time on this particular set, especially the first couple of bags. So you've got this, you've got some flat windows here. Again, these are printed pieces, so you don't have to worry about sticking the stickers on for this. But there's a nice little sort of bay window with some books displayed in there as well. So Gilderoy Lockhart's books also displayed in the window to give you some interest. Then this part here is actually built separately with a signage on that juts out slightly to give a bit of a bay window up in the eye level. And there's some great techniques used here. Again, I probably might steal some of these, do some future modular designs. And then you've got a nice sign here with Flourish and Blotts on. Again, you need some stickers. So these parts are stickers, as is this sign here as well. There's also some added lovely detail here around a little dragon head that goes in with some wings on. And the way you build that is really ingenious. I really love that as well, just to give you some architectural detail on the outside of Flourish and Blotts as well. So you've got some contrasting colours here. So Flourish and Blotts is green. That's kind of how I remember it from the film, at least in my memory. And then you've got that next to the striking yellow as well, of Fortescue's ice cream parlour. So that's the outside. Let's flip round around the back and we'll take a look at what the detail looks like inside of these stores. So again, you've got a staircase that sticks out. Don't worry, you can actually push this up. So again, if you're displaying it flat to a wall, just like Ollivanders, you don't have to worry about the staircase getting in the way because you've got the option to move that up like that. But let's start with this Mr. Fortescue's ice cream parlour. So down here, you've actually got a stack of shelves with some glassware on that you would use to serve ice cream up in bowls. You've got a nice counter there without any till or anything, but some display bowls there as well. And then you've got a couple of stickers for menus that's stuck on the side here as well. And as you move upstairs, you've got a nice little armchair and a table with a teapot and some cup of tea on there with a nice little lamp. This must be where Mr. Fortescue retires for in the evening to rest after serving all the kids their ice cream. Then as you move over to Flourish and Blotts, as you imagine, there's lots of books in here. So it's stacked full of bookshelves using the sort of different techniques you might have, or similar techniques you might have seen in the modular bookstore that was released in December 2019. They've used a similar kind of, actually January 2020, give or take. They've actually used a similar technique here, but they've actually also used 1x1 round curved tile pieces just to give an idea of big thick books that stick out, which I quite like as well. So you've got a variety of thin books and fat books and stacks of books here as well. And then sort of downstairs here, as I mentioned, there's a display piece here for Gilroy Lockhart's latest book. And then as you move upstairs here, you've also got a notion of a book that people can read here as well. So there's a lamp next to that, so if people want to read it, they can. And then there's another bookshelf there as well on top, where more books are stacked. So then if you rotate this round again, just to say that I really like the tiled roof here as well. So it's kind of got different staggered sloped pieces here that kind of give it a depiction of a slow, then steep incline, which to me kind of makes it look like it's wonky. So the wood underneath is a bit twisted and stuff. So it kind of gives a nice, rather than a straight angle, it's got more of a curve to it, which is really nice. And then the way that these pieces actually cover the bay window as well work really well as well. So I think overall this one really captures the essence of the film. So let's flip over now to the last one. We'll take a look at the Weasley Brothers Emporium. So sadly, this is the final part of Diagon Alley, and I never really wanted this build to stop. I could have kept building stores forever, to be honest, because I was really getting into the build by this point, loving all the different techniques used and the different variations and details of the shops. Was a real great experience. But anyway, back to this particular one. So this one has got the nice entrance here to the Nocturne Alley. So it looks really dark and mysterious because that's where lots of nastier people live off Diagon Alley. And there's maybe a notion that there may be an offshot in the future, because there is Technic pins at the back which allow you then to connect maybe future expansions to Diagon Alley. So maybe Nocturne Alley is something that will come out in the future, or you'll be able to incorporate a particular building in that as well. So that's really cool. You do also get quite a few figures with this last one as well. Of course, you get the Weasley twins who own this store. You get Draco Malfoy, and you also get his dad as well. So you get the two Malfoys in here as well, which is good. They're looking sinister coming out of Nocturne Alley after being up to no good. So this particular build, striking colour. It's like this sort of lilac, vibrant, pale purple colour with the orange windows. Really stands out. Again, there's lots of bay windows being used here, and I really like the techniques used to build those up. You do have an awful lot of stickers, I must say, on the curved pieces, and there is quite a challenge to get them level. I messed up a few times, which you might notice, but overall I'm fairly happy with it. There's no real cobbles really on this one. There's a couple of bits on the corners, but this is mainly on tiled ground as well. The great feature here, though, of course, it sort of stands out, is this head here as well, which you can sort of position any way you like. Which the body starts inside here and then the head comes out the top. Building this head was a real highlight for me, and using the different tiles and bricks to actually get a real detailed sort of nose and eyes and face on this one. It's really, really clever the way the Lego designer's done that, and also the arm with the hat on top as well. And of course you've got the legs down the bottom, so you see that the person's gone up every level, and you kind of starts coming together as you move through the build. There is a separate build here as well, with this sort of heart fountain. I'm not really sure what part of the film this is from. I don't really recall that. So if you do know it, do stick it in the comments below. I'd be interested to know a bit more detail about that. And then of course you've got the Weasley twins at the front here as well. I really thought it was clever the way they had a wonky window above Nocturne Alley as well, and the way that that's positioned. It's kind of 3 stuck on one stud and you just lean it over as well, which is really quite a nice nifty little technique as well, again to give you a sense of an old building and it being a bit crooked and wonky. So let's flip round the back and we'll take a look at what's going on inside. So inside here it's all quite bright and colourful. You've got lots of details of the shop and all the different gadgets and tricks and sweets and things that the Weasley twins have come up with. So you've got a cash till register here with some danger signs on. There's a sticker on the till as well that you need to stick on. So again, be brave with that. You've got some shelves here with different variety of things that are stuck on, and they're positioned in various areas underneath the stairs and over at the back. Where you do see boxes with some symbols on or some designs on, they are actually stickers. There's quite a few boxes you have to position little stickers on, and it's quite fiddly, as you can imagine, to put some of these stickers on level. So this is going to be the main area where your sticker frustrations are going to come out. So do be warned when you're putting stickers on the boxes for this. Even on the staircase that goes up here, you've got a sticker that goes on each staircase as well that says up, up, mayhem, magical more, and an arrow. So you have to stick those on in the right way as well, so they don't get cut off by the bricks that are underneath it. Then as you move up to the second level and go up this staircase, you've got some lollipops. Again, you've got stickers on the lollipops. A stack of more interesting basic blaze box, whatever that consists of. Another display unit and some more staircases that go up with some hand railings. You've got an interesting rock piece here, which I've not come across before, but you might have seen in other areas. It's kind of got some glitter inside a rock. Some more boxes with some stickers and some stacks of shelves with a variety of things on as well. And that's kind of a really interesting shop going on. You've also got the added balloons here, the black and blue balloons that stick outside to give you more indication of fun and mayhem that's going on inside the store. And then the roof, again, it's flat and angled, so they've combined both a pitched roof and a flat roof. Quite a simple build here, but a nice effective one nonetheless. So you get an idea of some tiling. It's nicely angled with some Technic pins, and then just a flat roof at the top. And then of course you've got this mechanism here which you can flip to make the guys raise his hat like he did in the film, which works quite well as well. And that's quite simple pieces of Technic that are going on in order just to, knock the hat up, make it look like he's tipping his hat at you. You've also got these rail pieces here to give an idea of a bit of a gutter going on, which is a nice bit of detail. And you've got you've got a lamp piece here, and you've got this sign here as well, which is made out of all individual tiles and bricks, which you may get a bit frustrated with trying to line up, but once you've got it, it kind of works. And then you've got a couple of doorways as well into the store. On the end here, you've also got a few more stickers, so an idea of maybe some graffiti or something going on here to give you some more interest. Again, you've got a line of stickers up. Make sure that you're brave enough to stick them on, and then that's kind of it. You do have some Technic pins here, so maybe there's an opportunity to expand this in the future. As I mentioned already, maybe they'll go down that route. But that's the final building. So let's put them all back together again, then we'll quickly summarise on final thoughts. So there we have the set back together again. Now we've gone through it. So overall, I really enjoyed building this set. It's almost the same level as the Hogwarts set, but I think if I was to weigh it up, I think the Hogwarts set slightly pips it in terms of the enjoyment, but only because the Hogwarts set is packed full of more iconic scenes, I think, from the films, more of the grand finale kind of scenarios that were going on, whereas this one has nods to smaller scenes that were depicted throughout the films. It's a great set for learning new modular techniques as well, but how you get the fronts for approaches for architecture and some of the details that you can use. And also it introduced me to a few new pieces and some clever ways of using existing pieces in order to get some good effects as well. So I think it was clever on that score as well. I did love it, and I would definitely recommend people purchase it. If you're a Harry Potter fan, this is a must-have for any of your collections. I think one of the only downsides really for this set is that it didn't have Gringotts Bank, and that would have really set it off for me, having a nice bank as a focal point, because that's, for me, after Ollivander's one shop, that's probably the next iconic building for me near Diagon Alley. But I suspect that they'll probably release that as a second set in the future. As I already mentioned a couple of times, there are Technic pins at either end and at the back where either you can connect the same sets together, or maybe there's some expansions that you may see in the future as well, where you might get some more stores taken from Diagon and added on. So hopefully they'll definitely do the Gringotts Bank, because if they do, I will definitely be purchasing that, because that's also one of my favourite ones. And as I said earlier, I was a bit apprehensive about it being minifigure scale rather than micro scale, as I'd sort of hinted to in my Hogwarts review. But actually, this has worked out quite well. I've got enough detail inside the backs of the shops to get an idea of what they're like inside. Most of the sort of clever stuff, I think, happens really at the front, and the architectural ways of building the windows and the roofs and all the different details of the building. So I was really pleased that I purchased this set. And as I said, now it's going to go into my theme park, and it's going to be one of the assortment of attractions that people can go into and actually experience sort of a Harry Potter world within inside the theme park. As there are so many bits, I did find that my fingers were wearing down a bit. So I did stagger my build over a few days, but it was worth the pain. The instructions also provided enough variety, so you weren't stuck building the same thing over and over again. You were moving between different areas and different shops, so any repetitive building activities weren't so repetitive, because you kept getting more of a variety of things going on. So the designers and the instruction designer did a great job of changing that up. So I think that was really good as well. As mentioned, there were quite a few stickers, which might be negative for some people, but the main negative for me was just the lack of the Gringotts Bank. But the stickers I kind of got over, and I'm kind of getting a bit more professional now with the way that I stick these on, hopefully. So I'm not too phased by stickers. There were some tiled pieces, as I mentioned. So the newspaper piece, for instance, was a tiled one. So you don't have to stick the stickers on there. But when you get to this building and you have to stick all the box stickers on, that is kind of a bit of a stress to do all of that. And if I had my time again to build this, I'd probably actually start with this building and work my way backwards rather than this way, which is how the instruction manual do. Because the Ollivander one for me was the most iconic one, and actually it's probably my favourite building out of all of these, and I did that first. So I probably would have done it the other way around if I was given my time again. You can also see that to keep the piece count under control, they didn't go too mad on the internal details. There's enough to get you an idea of what the building's like and how it would have been, and also enough room for you to position minifigs. If they put any more detail into the internal of the building, I think then you would have struggled either on the piece count, so the price of the set would have been too expensive, or you wouldn't have been able to position your minifigs into scenes properly if you were going to actually play with it as at some point. This also the other disappointment. One last one was the number of flat roofs instead of pitched roofs, but I can let that one swing because they did actually include some pitched roofs in the end. The build was an immersive build. I think I would thoroughly recommend this if you were going to build it around Christmas time, maybe with the kids if you've got any, and have a joint effort of watching the films maybe in the background, or having the soundtrack playing as you're building along. Because I think if you have a child as well that's helping you this, they'll be surprised at some of the things that you'll be building, and they'll really bring the film to life in Lego form as well. There is also a bag 21, which is a surprise. So I've not shown that in this video, and I'm trying to, most people should probably keep that under wraps so that you can get surprised. So that would also be a nice addition at Christmas to open that and see what's in box 21. So overall, as I mentioned, I would recommend this set. It does bring the movies and the books alive. It's not quite as good as Hogwarts, so I'd probably recommend getting Hogwarts first, especially as it's likely to retire more sooner than this Diagon Alley is. And for more of a step-by-step photo that I showed how I built this, do check our Instagram out, which is at Brick Talk TV. If you search for that, and it's also put in the description below, you'll be able to see some step-by-step building techniques that I've used as well. So I'd be interested to know if anyone else has built this set. If there's any other Harry Potter sets you recommend that I should get if I enjoyed this one and the Hogwarts one. Stick some comments in the comments below, please, and let me know if there's any other sets worth building, because I'd love to get some different experiences of the Harry Potter collection. And I hope you found this review interesting. If you did, smash that like button and hit the subscribe button with the bell notification turned on to get future reviews that we feature on this channel, whether it's Harry Potter or other Lego models that come out. And until next time, stay safe, and I'll see you then.